Have a seat.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Rocky,
Yes, sir.
tell me that how our relation got affected when we have basically improved our relationship with USA. So how our relationship got affected with Iran?
Actually, we were importing oil from Iran, but after the sanctions done by the USA, after they went out of JCPOA agreement, although other European countries have supported the JCPOA, but when USA went out, we have to search for other alternatives towards other countries. And we know that the problem in the Middle East and this West Asia is about the tussle between Saudi Arabia and Iran. So when we shift towards Saudi Arabia, or when we shift towards USA, we lose Sabah port, which was counter to the Gwadar port done by with the help of China when they built this Belt and Road Initiative (CPEC). So we lose our Sabah port. We lose.
CPEC?
It's a comprehensive China-Pakistan economic corridor.
Okay, right. So what do you know more about that?
So this is a economic corridor which runs through POK, and India has been opposing it for a very long time. Actually, this is to the Chinese goods has been coming through Malacca Strait and through South China Sea from a very long distance. But when they have to import the oil and other goods from Gwadar port, it will shorten the distances. And so it's a type of a policy. People say it's a debt trap policy, where they give a lot of loan to people in the name of development, but again keep them in a debt trap, and that's how they build this economic corridor, sir.
So do you think that in the recent time, why our relations get deteriorated with Nepal, that China is behind that?
Yes, sir. Of course, China is also behind it. Because they have lured them with economic packages, of course, which they have done to just like to Sri Lanka, to Maldives. But moreover, our embassy also will have to have a very good understanding of how we reacted when there was a constitutional issue for Madhesis. We just blockade the entire LPG gas cylinders. We saw our might instead of showing our pro-friend nature. We acted as a big brother attitude.
Okay.
So I think we already know that our Nepal is an all-time friend. Culture-wise, there is a porous border. People travel here from one place to another, from Nepal to India. So I think, sir, when culture, when religions all are same, we are similar in different things. But that big brother attitude and those kind of blockade thing, this affect their mentality or bring a free state, sir. That's how. That's apart from that economic kind of an angle. That's the attitude angle I saw in the relationship.
Okay. What is India's look east policy?
So look east policy was started in 1990s by P.V. Narasimha Rao, the then Prime Minister of India, and now it has changed to act east policy by PM Modi. It is a kind of a free trade agreement with our Southeast Asian countries. But when we say a free trade agreement, it's particularly about development and more about cultural, more about connectivity. But that in order to enhance it, Prime Minister was about to sign RCEP, Regional Comprehensive Economic Package. Yes, sir.
What is the bilateral relation of Singapore and India?
So we know that Singapore is one of the highest investors in India. Then comes the Maldives. So most of our FDI come from there. So and we know that most of the companies we see Flipkart to be an Indian company, but it's registered in Singapore. So most of our FDIs are coming from it. And I have been in Singapore for 2 years. I studied my 11th and 12th year. So 1/3 of the population is an Indian. So we have a lot of Indian diaspora out there. We knew that most of the some of the political persons out there are Indians. So we have quite a lot of stake there. So that's the relation. India's and Singapore relation will be intact forever, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Rocky, tell me one thing.
Sir.
What are the basic sociological problems we ever seen in India?
So, if I have to say the basic sociological problem, right now even caste problems still persist.
Okay.
Yes. And after that, women's issue. Secondly, education. Thirdly, education. Second is women's issue. Then, other than that, even our communal politics and communalism is there, regionalism, sectorialism, all these are problems, sociological issues in India, sir.
Okay. We will talk later about the sociological problems.
Yes,
Tell me
sir.
something about Kebul Lamjung.
Kebul Lamjung National Park is a national park in my own district, Bishnupur. It's not though it is being told as Imphal Valley, but it's not in Imphal Valley. It's in Bishnupur district. It's around 44 square kilometer. It's the largest, people used to say, largest freshwater floating lake, because those mass of grasses which are floating above the park, the deers out there, the Singhai, which we call it broad antler deer, it jumps around there and eats those grasses. So this around 2 to 3 meter thick of grasses floats on this lake, and that's why it's called floating lake.
Oh, right. So,
Rocky,
Yes, sir.
what is inner line permit?
So inner line permit is a system which was enforced by the then colonial our Britishers. It is a part of an act called Bengal Frontiers Act 1873. So it was a permit system which started in order to block people from entering the northeast during those times, because many people were entering the northeast in order to gain the resources out there, the trees, the faunas, the floras out there. So it was to restrict them. So it continued after independence, and it was implemented in 3 states in India, the bordering states of Myanmar. So, but recently again Manipur joined inner line permit because Manipur, it was in 1950 there was a commissioner called SINGH. He abolished this permit system.
Okay, I got. What is Armed Force Special Power Act?
So yes, it's been a very emotional issue for me. After Armed Force Special Powers have been, though it was started in 1958, it came to Manipur in around 1972. People used to say that the Section 3 of, people used to debate during my college life, the Section 3 of Armed Force Special Powers where this even a rank of a class 8 pass Havildar can shoot anyone on suspicion. So people were telling that the power to declare an area to be disturbed area lies with the central government, the state government. People used to debate. Some will say it's the state government which is declaring disturbed area, and central government is just sending the armed forces. And some people used to say it's after all the governor is from central government, so it's center imposing Section 3. So there was a debate about it. So it's not. People used to call it draconian act, but sometimes if there is no abuses, after all, armed forces should be given such power, because there are many elements which are.
What is draconian law?
Draconian law in the sense people abuse it in extra. There are extrajudicial killings, all those fact encounters using this. There is abuse of this law. It's not. It's a media term, I know, but yeah.
Right, Rocky Singh.
Yeah.
So, you are basically from northeastern.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me something about special category status?
Yes, sir. Special category status for Northeast states is whenever a scheme is being implemented, when other states are getting 50 is to 50%, the special category states and this Himalayan states gets around 90 is to 10%. So these are special category states where a higher amount of economic sanctions are given by the central government for their development.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
So, you might have heard in the recent times that India has been 100% electrified.
Yes, sir.
So we are reaching each and every corner of the country, including Northeast.
Yes, sir.
So which is the last village in India to get electricity?
So it's a village in Senapati district of Manipur. I am not able to recall it. It's just 2 years away. It happened before 2 years. It's in Senapati district. I'm sure about it. Yeah.
Lisang.
Yeah.
It is Lisang.
Lisang.
Anyways, suppose assume you are being chosen as an assistant commandant.
Yes, sir.
And you are having one of your colleague who is a female colleague of yours who is also an assistant commandant.
Yes, sir.
It is found that the lady colleague of yours has been sexually harassed. And she said you that I am being harassed by our senior. Listening to that, what will be your immediate point of reaction?
Sir, rape at any cost will not be tolerated at any stage. Will be not tolerated. But I am not a law. I'm not a judge to decide which one is wrong. I'll ask my lady officer to at least file a complaint and give my full support, which the department can give under my power to her. But it's the court which will decide on the merit of it. Maybe there are frivolous cases of rape and sexual harassment being done just to tarnish the image of people. So we have to find out whether her complaints are true or not. There should be an inquiry committee about it, and after that, a due process of law will take place.
What is your comment on Me Too movement?
Me Too movement, I would, if in one line, if I have to say, then people will say it's an adopted movement from Westernly influenced movement, may say. But of course, it has changed how people think about women. It has made people to be cautious when they do something. Though many people may think all right to touch or to just use a slang language, but after Me Too movement, we as a community, we feel we tend to be more cautious about our reaction to women. Yeah.
Okay. So Rocky, I would like to ask you one question here.
Yes, sir.
What is your comment on the recent violence against women in India?
So there will need a comprehensive, a women balance in India will need a comprehensive plan to do it. It cannot be done only from political angle. It should be social, economical, psychological, and it through various levels in education itself. The comment which I can give, after we have made stringent laws after Delhi rape in 2012. There was a Nirvaya case, and after that we have made stringent laws. We have to find out why these stringent laws are not being implemented, or though it's being implemented, how they are not effective enough to stop these violences out there. So we have to search sociological whether is it linked to dowry or our social system of say we haven't. It was only in 80s in 18th century we have abolished infanticides and we have started widow remarriage. We have a backlog of all these centuries of all these violence towards women. So of course it will take time, I know, but we have to search not only from the legal point of view where only they talk about stringent punishment. We have to talk about how people think, how people think about women. We are a country where people worship female goddesses, Durga, Kali, or so and so. So I think if we have the ability to worship women, of course, if we set a mindset, that they are just not belong, they don't just belong to the kitchen, they can do many wonders in the world. So if we change this mindset, if we change that, if we don't teach a child like in the beginning of India KZA, who is the head of the family, instead because teacher will always teach them as father is the head of the family. In that way, they are ingrained in their mind, that the father is the head of the family. So if they are taught in such a way that both the parents, mother and father, have equal say, and when a father takes a decision, it's mandatory for him to take approval from the other counterpart. I think that will be more balanced and more kind of a democratic family system which we will build.
Okay, right. One thing I would like to ask you, what fascinated you to join the armed forces?
So I have grown from SINGH school. Armed forces has never went out of me.
Okay. Right.
So and I thought I even cracked NDA, but I didn't manage to get Air Force because of my eyes. So after long years of waiting, I thought I'll join. At least because my state examination and all these things have been debunked from 2006. There is no examination for the last 6 years.
Okay.
So I have been trying for central jobs, sir.
All right. You have also written here, you have been given coaching for UPSC aspirants.
Yes, sir.
What is that?
I was teaching sociology optional.
Sociology optional.
Yes, sir. I have passed. After doing my MA, I have even cracked my JRF, Junior Research Fellowship for PhD, sir.
Okay.
So I was giving sociology optional coaching to them.
So you are also writing the civil services examination.
Yes, sir.
If you have given the choice, either IRS or CAPF.
Sir, always CAPF because I have never cracked the prelims as of now.
Okay, right. That's it for today. Thank you
so much. Thank you so much, sir.